Take a good look.
Handicap seating, but where? Everybody brings their own chair.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Scott Ryan, and I have the privilege of being Superintendent of Norwich City Schools. And I'm here tonight to welcome you to the 133rd Commencement exercises of the Norwich City School District. It is with great pleasure that we present this year's graduation awards and diplomas to the class of 2024 and recognize our graduating seniors for their accomplishments. Please join me standing once again as the senior class officers lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, after which the Norwich High School Madrigal Singers will sing the national anthem.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Graduates, please be seated. What a beautiful night. Thank you so much for coming out tonight. Graduates, we're going to kick it right off with my welcome speech. As a proud district alum, I'm grateful for the opportunity to be part of this celebration of you and your accomplishments and all of your experiences while a student at NCSD. Before we get started, I'm hoping that you would join me in offering some applause to Live Entertainment, specifically Will McGuire and his team, for truly transforming the Chenango County Fairgrounds into this unique graduation venue for our senior class. To Senior Class Advisor Kim Carey, Rhett Janung, thank you for your incredible flexibility as we brought this adapted vision to light. Please join me. To Joe Aldrin, to Jim Mucha, and the entire operations and maintenance crew for the hours spent beautifying the grounds for a little less tractor pull and demolition derby feel, and a little more event of distinction. Lastly, I want to make our graduates and guests aware that NHS Principal Mr. Jake Rowe sends his greatest praise to you today and regrets not being able to be with you. He is practicing the philosophy that we employ at NCSD, whereby family must come first. His senior daughter is also graduating at Whitney Point this evening, and he's with her. Thank you. So instead, graduates, you get me. Today's ceremony represents this major culminating event for all of you, and yet your loved ones and I both know that this is just the beginning for you. My assumption is that you've heard the part about this is a new chapter. This is about turning the page to the new, welcome to the real world, etc., etc. So I'm going to spare you that lecture for now. While considering my reflection for you today, however, I found myself pondering the fact that I am now closer to retirement age than I've ever been before. That statement, as I just said it, by the way, seems ludicrous. My mind says there's absolutely no way in hell that's possible, and yet my body says, yeah, it makes sense. But because I can say that, I feel like I can say this. Today, I'd like to offer some wisdom. I found myself reminiscing of the time when my wife and I donned the same purple cap and gown that you wear today, almost 30 years ago. It was at this time where we paved my crystal clear path, which was heading to college to complete a 4-year track to be a game warden, upholding the laws of conserving natural resources and preserving fish and wildlife. Let me repeat. It was a crystal clear path. And when considering that path occurred in middle school, it was all part of my master plan. Newsflash, I'm not a game warden. And there was no master plan that looked like the one that convinced me, or that I convinced myself of at that time. So let me take you back just a little bit further. There was a phrase that I used to hear from my teachers and my coaches that I heard a lot, especially in the middle-aged years. I didn't think that this phrase would offer the long-term value that it has, but it did. The phrase was, Scott, you're better than that, and you can do better. At the time, the phrase meant start performing at the level that you're capable of and stop acting like a ding-dong. And I honestly, admittedly, in front of you today, wasn't necessarily prepared to be able to accept it the way that it was intended. Shocker. What I failed to see is that that phrase was an invitation to me to see myself differently. What I failed to see is that there was a choice being offered. The inherent risk is not fully understanding this choice is when things get hard, we can sometimes view ourselves as a victim. The perspective that things are happening to me suggests lack of choice and that of a victim. NHS graduates, hear me now. Please, do not be a victim. And so I offer choice today to you. When things don't go according to your master plan, remember these 3 phrases. The first, get over it. Remember that the world owes you nothing. If you want it, go get it. Be willing to commit at a level that is uncomfortable for you. It's okay if you don't have all the answers. The answers are on their way and embedded in the experiences that lie ahead. Your journey is just as valuable as the answers themselves. Number 2, get smart. Fill your mind with knowledge versus worry and stress. You see, the sneaky thing about worry is that it offers an illusion that you're accomplishing something, when in reality it pulls you away from being present in the moment and perpetuates that why me tailspin. The human brain can only think one thought at a time, so consider the thoughts that you will entertain daily. And number 3, get going. If you get rejected, if you don't get into the college of your choice, the job of your choice, the love of your choice, consider asking, why is this happening for me and not to me? New opportunity will always present itself. When you find yourself uttering the words, why is this happening to me? Replace the 2 with a 4. Be open to the learning that can and will happen should you choose. In closing, if there was one piece of information that I wish was crystal clear for me then, that was not, it would be knowing that my path would not be in a straight line. And honestly, I am incredibly thankful for that, simply because of the learning that occurred as a result. So let's apply this. It's highly encouraged, graduates, to have a plan. but be prepared to pivot. Know that every decision that you make has a consequence, both unintended and intended. Prepare for them all. Your master plan will always rely on your choices that you make daily, and that above all else, you create the path, and you are the driver. Graduates, dare to be great in everything that you do, and when you fail, dust off and get back in the arena. And when you succeed, give thanks to those that offer and assist. We believe in you. We love you. Thank you for all that you've given NCSD. Moms, dads, caregivers, loved ones, thank you for allowing me, our administrative team, our teachers, our non-instructional staff, all to be part of this incredible journey of these soon-to-be Norwich alum. It has been an honor and a privilege to know that the focus of our work has been on improving the learning conditions for your child yesterday, today, and in years to come. And as always, go Purple. At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce to you Mr. Anthony Palmieri, this year's Salutatorian.
Hello, families, friends, teachers, and administrators. I have been given the distinct honor of welcoming you all to this year's graduation as the Norwich High School Class of 2024 Salutatorian. I'd like to begin with a huge thank you to all those in attendance for the efforts that you've put in supporting us through our high school journeys. I know I wouldn't be standing up here speaking if it wasn't for the support and examples my loved ones have provided for me. This celebration is not only a testament to our hard work and dedication as students, but as yours as facilitators as well. You are all extremely important to what's going on today. However, now I'd like to talk to the most important people here today, my peers. Thank you. It's truly been a pleasure to battle side by side with you all throughout high school. I've loved my high school experience. I've loved it for all the study halls playing spike ball. I've loved it for the sports teams. I've loved it for the music. And I've loved it for all the silly nicknames that have and have not been associated with my awful long hair phase. That is featured in our yearbook. And I hope you all feel a similar appreciation for this amazing experience. Oddly enough, on a day that celebrates our accomplishments, I would like to talk about failure. I believe that I have been sculpted by my failures more than almost anything else. Failure has brought me many opportunities throughout my life. Opportunities to build resilience, to make improvements, to gain perspective, and most importantly, opportunities for reassessment. To take inventory of my strengths and weaknesses and reconsider my course of action. 10-time winner of the NCAA UCLA basketball coach, John Wooden, says failure isn't fatal, but failure to change might be. Making a change is difficult, but oftentimes it is crucial to change direction in pursuit of another, perhaps more suitable one for your situation. In our society, the phrase "never give up" is revered, and the unrelenting, brainless tenacity that goes into beating a dead horse is often encouraged. I personally disagree with this sentiment. I believe that when you come to failure in one area, if you reassess your situation and feel as though your efforts are better placed in a different area, making that change is perhaps the best choice that you can make. Throughout my modified, JV, and varsity sports experience, I've often felt trapped by the sports basketball and baseball. This is not due to flaws in either of the programs. I just would never find myself happy with my performance, but continued on in the activities purely for the sake of continuity and familiarity. This is important to know as I came to failure in baseball, as I battled with the yips through my freshman and sophomore years. If you're not familiar with the yips, it's a real psychological condition where an athlete cannot perform some of the most basic skills of their sport. For me, a third baseman, I couldn't make the throw from third to first. One practice freshman year, we were throwing around the gym from rough estimates of the infield positions because it was a rainy day. All was well until I missed a throw. Not too bad, right? I'll make the next one, I told myself. Then the next throw came, and I missed worse. After the next three came and sequentially worsened, people knew something was wrong. And at this point, I was worried. I'm not usually one to experience performance anxiety, but in that moment, the wide open gym felt completely suffocating. A few more egregious throws sailed over the first baseman's head, and the coaches started trying to break down my difficulties, performing the routine play they'd seen me make hundreds of times before. From that point on, I went months agonizing over this, and eventually was DH'd. I enjoyed batting, and I wasn't half bad, but my real fun had always come from the field. Even at the end of my sophomore year, over a year later, throwing still didn't feel right. I had spent hours and hours on the practice field, sailing throws over my poor friends that knew I was a shell of my former self. I really wanted to become a successful athlete, but all I ever knew myself as was a baseball player. And as a baseball player, I had failed. After 2 years of work, trying to get back where I was, I decided I would no longer fall victim to the sunk cost fallacy. The sunk cost fallacy is when one doubles down on a course of action purely for the fact that they've already invested in it, despite knowing that abandoning it would be more beneficial. So, I reinvented myself. I do not regret my efforts towards baseball because I believe it was worth the effort to try and get over the yips, but eventually, it would have been insane to not look at other options. The summer after sophomore year, I found that I have a knack for tennis. After just a little bit of training junior year, I ended up playing first singles and became completely obsessed. Since then, I practiced daily throughout the summer of junior year and came to school early many days to improve my serve. I then had a successful senior tennis season. Tennis allowed me to escape the sunk cost fallacy and actually feel like I was improving my situation rather than just spinning in circles. With this boosted morale, other parts of my life improved as well. My grades took a leap, my saxophone practice improved, and my overall willingness to work hard for things expanded. I attribute a lot of this improvement to my change in mindset. Although I technically gave up after failure in baseball, I was able to direct my attention and motivation to a different area and found greater success in a field that I was passionate about. So, graduates, if you ever find yourself questioning what you've been doing in your new life past graduation, and we all will at some point, I implore you to go out there and find not only what you're good at doing, but what you love doing. Don't limit yourself to what is familiar. What's familiar is comfortable, but what's comfortable isn't always beneficial. Familiarity can be blinding, and oftentimes, the unknown is what's worth seeing the most. So go through your new life with eyes open. Appreciate familiar faces and places, but never let yourself grow complacent. Thank you.
Great job, Anthony. One more time, round of applause for Anthony. It is now time for the presentation of awards. One of the reasons that I love Norwich and the community that it is the amount of giving that continues to happen. And you're going to see in just a few short minutes another extension of that. Our students, our graduates this year will receive over $100,000 in scholarships. And the ones given tonight were the awards that are saved for graduation and not given during senior awards night or Dollars for Scholars. Kicking it off with the Alan Horovitz All-Around Student Scholarship. This is awarded to Mr. Michael Gabe Blennis. The Alan Horovitz Sports Person of the Year This is awarded to Lydia Schiraldi. The Clara Robbins Memorial Scholarship is awarded to Kathleen Bordenero. There are 4 of these. The second Clara Robbins Memorial Scholarship is awarded to Sophie Carnahan. The third Clara Robbins Memorial Scholarship is awarded to Juliana Turner. And the final Clara Robbins Memorial Scholarship is awarded to Tessie Ulrich. The Esther C. Flanagan Scholarship is awarded to Ibrahim. The Harrison and Betty Edwards Science Scholarship is awarded to Braden Reed. The John and James Westcott Memorial Scholarship is awarded to Jason Leon. The John M. Endries Scholarship is awarded to Jillian Safavizadeh. The Joseph Rotundo Memorial Scholarship is awarded to Spencer Root. The second Joseph Rotundo Memorial Scholarship is awarded to Holden Ryan. The Marcia Stewart Memorial Scholarship is awarded to Caden Stone. The Margaret Newton Forsyth Scholarship is awarded to Julia Llewellyn. The Robert N. Endries Scholarship is awarded to Anthony Palmeris. The Thomas H. Ivory Scholarship is awarded to Patrick White. The H. William Smith Jr. Technical Scholarship is awarded to River Rivenberg. And last but not least, the Dr. Thomas M. Flanagan Scholarship is awarded to Regan Roach. At this time, I'd ask that everyone clear their throats and please rise for the alma mater, which will be sung by seniors Matt Hall, Emily Nichols, Anthony Palmeris, River Reitenberg, Jillian Safavizadeh, and Rory Straub, Caden Stone, and Leona Tyler. You're welcome to sing along. The words, of course, are printed in your program. At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce Jillian Safavizadeh, giving her valedictorian speech.
Good evening, graduates, families, teachers, administrators, and friends. I am honored to be given the opportunity to speak as the class of 2024's valedictorian. To my classmates, congratulations on all of your accomplishments. To my teachers, thank you for all you have done and for your never-ending dedication. Today marks the end of our four-year journey, which began in the fall of 2020, when we logged into our first day of high school from our bedrooms. We blinked, and now we're on our way out the door, our entire lives ahead of us. It is a bittersweet goodbye, leaving behind the friends we laughed with day after day, and yet looking ahead to all the friends we have yet to meet. While we celebrate our accomplishments today and savor the highlights of our high school years, we have some important questions to ask ourselves regarding the future. Who do we want to be? What will be our legacy? How will we be remembered? I think growing up in Norwich, we may feel that we are hardwired to believe that our lives are small. Our town is small, our businesses are small, our school is small, our class is small, and our lives are small. And for that reason, many of us don't consider the world outside our circle. I get it. We think worldly matters aren't for us to talk about. We don't want to stir the pot. We take comfort in the meaninglessness of our day-to-day interactions, never wanting to take a step outside the usual. And maybe, even maybe, we are justified in our choice of inaction, for we are mere teenagers who already face ridicule for trivial things. So we choose safety. We choose what we know. They say ignorance is bliss. Who are we to think we could make a change in this world soon to be left in our hands? And yet, all the while,
We hear the world rattling outside our windows. We see the world teetering on the edge of change. Many of us will soon join university campuses, where students are on the front lines, advocating for justice, pleading with those in power to change the writing on the wall. As we take our next steps into the world without our training wheels on, I beg you to ask yourselves, what is important to you? In 2012, we were 6 or 7 years old when Adam Lanza walked into Sandy Hook Elementary School and fatally shot 20 6 or 7-year-olds. The survivors are graduating this year, this month in fact. Before graduating, they watched Michael William Nash shoot 36 rounds at families with their children at a splash pad in Rochester Hills, Michigan. We are taught history so it never repeats itself. What do we do when legislators allow it to repeat itself again and again in front of our eyes? Growing up, we have lost faith in the people who are meant to lead our country, and perhaps it is why we've grown so complacent. I know a spark of hope still remains in all of us, and perhaps these words will help you find it. What will you say to your children someday when they ask who you were on the day of graduation in the years that followed? Did you stand for something? If you did not stand for anything at all, how will you be remembered? I think the best thing we can do is have values we abide by in order to build the world we want to be in. How can you find your place without knowing who you are to begin with? What were those things they taught us in elementary school? Kindness, respect, that our character matters, as we showed in song and dance during our 3rd grade play. Take them with you and you will go far. It won't be easy going against the grain. Earlier this year, I chose to speak up on a politically controversial subject, and as a teenage girl, as you could expect, I was shut down quickly. Speaking out against the brutality the Palestinians are facing and have been facing in Gaza, I was told by my peers it wasn't for me to talk about. I was told that I was trying to be woke, or be something I'm not. When I tried to put out information about the long history of struggle, I was pressured to step down, to silence myself. I want to tell you all, in the world that we are inheriting, silence is destructive. It is famously said, those who stand for nothing fall for anything. This means that you need to be decisive about who you are and what you believe in. If not guided by your own values, you are more prone to accept anything put before you. I'm not telling you to agree with all my own personal beliefs, but I beg of you to at least have beliefs, to educate yourself on the matter, and to make informed decisions. I can tell you I'm not the person who I began this year as, and yet I'm not regretful of the changes I'm going through now as a result of not choosing the status quo. I know I have abided by the values that I personally hold, and what comes and goes of that as a result of that is meant to be. Don't settle for what you don't deserve. The world we dream of will not happen without hardships, but that should not scare us away. The rainy days will only lead to a blossoming world ahead. So tell me, what do you believe in? I see your social media posts, you dipping your toe into advocacy. I know we as a generation can do more. More than just Instagram stories and retweets. We are just beginning our lives, plunging into a world filled with uncertainty and fear. Most of us have turned 18 by now, or are about to. Now is the time to register to vote. It is an election year, and each of us matters. Now is the time to get involved in your community, in your country. Now is the time to show them our teeth. Donate, boycott, protest, do all that you can to show the world we mean business. There are thousands without voices, in Palestine, in Ukraine, in Congo, in Sudan, in the streets of every major city and small town in the United States. If we don't speak up, who will? Martin Luther King Jr. once said, "Our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matter." So in a world where you can grow up to be anything, I implore you all to grow up to be loud. The possibilities are endless, but not when we sit and wait for someone else to take a stance. It takes all of us, every single one. We have the power to mold the future, to set the bar, to learn from the past, and write our own chapter. What do you want our stories to say? How will we be seen 100 years from now? Last, I will leave you with this line from one of my favorite films, The Dead Poets Society. Carpe diem. Seize the day. Make your lives extraordinary. Thank you.
Powerful. Congratulations, Mom and Dad. Thank you, Gigi. Incredible speech. Thank you. Red, I wish we'd queued up a drum roll. It is time. Members of the Board of Education of Norwich City Schools, as Superintendent of Norwich City Schools, I certify that all students about to receive diplomas have met or exceeded the requirements of Norwich High School and have met or exceeded the requirements for graduation as set forth by the New York State Board of Regents and the New York State Education Department. And now for the presentation of the diplomas. I invite Board of Education President, Mr. Brian Reed, to come forward so that we may begin the diploma ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, Colin Olds. Michael Gabe Lennis. Juliana Turner. Sophie Carnahan. Sebastian Estelle. Matthew Hall. Julia Llewellyn. Anthony Palmeris. Madeline Quattrochi. River Rivenberg. Jillian Safavizadeh. Tessie Ulrich. Dakota Andrill. Colin Bierman. Haley Blackman. Kathleen Bordonero. Ileana Bradley. Sean Branch Jr. Madison Breckenridge. Xavier Buxby. Robert Bush. Adriana Canestra. Ayana Carson. Chloe Casey. Callan Colburn. Stop. Okay. Lucas Craddock. Anthony Durensis. Kasia Farrakane. Andrew Fachman. Congratulations. Richard Fuller. Bethany Gould. Faithlyn Gray. Layla Hardrit. Hector Hernandez. Victoria Hill. Braden Hippensteel. Ibrahim. Carmelo Ithier. Destiny Jackson. Richard Jenkins III. Cameron Newth. Mason Leon. Keegan Loomis. Thomas LaPiccolo. Kylie Lovelace. Zachary McDuff. Riley McClory. Eric Miracle Jr. Cheyenne Maris.
Yes, Shy!
Love you. Love you, wife. Love you.
Cole Marshall. Wyatt Martin. Keegan McCoy. Evan Meek. Julian Modi. Jacob Monroe. Sandler Montgomery. Jacob Morris.
Jacob, you gotta stop so we can get your picture.
Andy Mucha. Emily Nichols. Jerome Palin. Clarissa Pizzino.
Hey, you better stop.
Larissa,
You better
stop.
stop. You better stop. Thank you. Love you. Yeah, love you too.
Jade Pollock. Braden Reed.
Brayden, front.
Kylie Richardson. Regan Roach. Spencer Root. Holden Ryan.
Hold it. Picture. Hold it.
Jackson Sastry.
Jackson.
Sumiri Sato. Colin Scheuer. Olivia Schiraldi. Riley Shepard. Carter Sherman. Cassius Sherman. Roman Schleikoff. Aurora Stroud.
Smile, Aurora. Start this one.
Brianna Simpson. Matthew Squires Jr. Aiden Stafford. Thomas Stanley. Emily Stevens. Giovanni Stinziani. Vanessa Thompson. Wyatt Thornton.
Thank you, Wyatt. Yeah, buddy.
Leona Tyler. Caden Wallen. Tristan Webb. Gage White. Patrick White. Danica Wilczynski. Coming to you live from Chenango County Fairgrounds, Mr. Dave Ring. Put your hands together. At this time, Senior Class President, Mr. Colin Olds, will come before the graduates and we'll ask them to please rise and follow him in the turning of the tassel ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, graduated seniors, this concludes our ceremony here this evening. We would ask that everyone in the grandstand please remain there until the recessional has been completed. Your students will meet you behind the grandstands where the photos will commence. As you leave, please take with you our best wishes for a safe and happy celebration of the fine accomplishments of these men and women. Go Purple. It gives me great pleasure to present and to congratulate one last time the Norwich High School class of 2024.
Where'd all the time go? It's starting to fly. See how the hands go, waving goodbye. And I get so forgetful when I look in your eyes. She's walking backward through a